welcome back to my channel and yet another budgeting video. Today I will be sharing with you my debt payment plan as well as my debt tracker and how I set it up. If you have watched a couple of my videos until now, you would have noticed that I have mentioned here and there that I ran into debt in late December towards January, and because of that I have to go back to setting up a plan on how I can pay my debt. And so I thought I would go ahead and share with you how I have done it in the past and how I'll be doing it now, and how it will help me to eventually get out of debt. So let's go ahead and do it. For this spread, I'll be using a strip of my pattern paper with a little bit of double-sided tape at the back. I will also be using these little strips where I explained about them in my budget setup for February 2020. If you want to know more about these little stickers, I will link the video up here somewhere. I will also be using these two types of stickers. I'll be using these little teardrops over here as well as these little boxes. Again, I explained about this in that video. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'll just place the thick washi at the top of my page, trying to center it as much as I can, and then later on I'll just write my debt payoff plan. Then I'll place down my little strip over here at the very top. Again, try to center it as much as I can. And that's good enough. So now the first thing I will do, let me just zoom you in. The first thing I will do is I will list all my debts from the smallest to the largest. Please do not be alarmed at the quantity of the debts that have accumulated in that short period of time. It is because I just took money from one area and separated them in different categories of the things that I needed, and actually only two of them I'm being charged interest, so the rest are 0% interest, and I'm really not bothered about that. But don't be alarmed when you see the number of debts I have. So the first one I have is Mshwari, and the amount, I think I've lost a little bit of footage, but I hope you are together. Next is Eve, and I owe 1,500. The interest is 0%, and for the month of February I will be paying 1,500, so the balance for that is going to be 0. Now I took out a big chunk of money and separated into different categories of the things that we needed. That is why you will see me breaking down to different categories, because I want to be able to pay every single cent without having to bring it together and seeing a big chunk and then being overwhelmed with the amount. Next is Watere, who is my sister, and I owe her 3,000 shillings. The interest is at 0%, and I will not be paying this amount this month, so the balance is still going to be 3,000. Next is M Job, and this debt is at 4,000. The interest again is at 0%. For the month of February, I will be paying off this debt because I feel it's a bit big and I want to just get it over with, so I will not have a balance of that debt. Next will be Tala, and this one is at 4,000 shillings. The interest for this is at 5%, and for the month of February I will be paying 1,200. The balance is going to be 1,575, and the reason why there is this difference the 1,575 is because of the, hold on, actually there's a mistake. The balance is supposed to be 2,800 because it's 4,000 and the interest is at 5%, so the interest is 200. After I've paid the 1,000, because the 200 is the interest, I will have a balance of 3,000, and this is to be inclusive of the 5%, so times 5%, which is 150. So plus the 3,000, my debt is going to be at 3,150 for Tala. Next is had a very large bill, so I'll just indicate bill, and that is for 15,000 shillings. Again, I'm grateful that I don't have any interest to pay for that. I will not be paying anything for this month, so the balance is still going to be 15,000. So let's go ahead and do the totals and see where we are at. For this little strip, I realized I made a mistake with the spacing, so what I'll do is I'll just cut off this little part over here, just stick it at the bottom of the balances and just do the totals like that. And that is the nice thing about trying out things, because I'll just go back to my my sticker designing software, and then I'll just change the sizes and the spacing so that it will be able to accommodate the balance section. But for now, we are just going to just place it over there and do the totals as it is, but I'll go back and change the dimensions for that little strip. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the whole amount for the debt. So 133 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,500 plus 3,000 plus 4,000 plus 4,000 plus 15,000. So my total debt is at 29,633. We don't do the total for the interest, then let's do the total of the amount I'll be paying as of the month of February. 133 plus 1,500 plus 4,000 plus 1,200. So I'll be paying off 6,833, and let's see what the balance is going to be. 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 3,000 plus 3,150 plus 15,000. So the balance is going to be 23,150. And if you do the difference of the amount and the payment made, it should give me the balance. Let me just go ahead and confirm that. 29,633 minus 68,33, 22,800. There must be a mistake I have made. Let me just confirm everything. Actually, I've realized that the difference in this amount is coming in because of the difference in the interest charged on the Tala loan. So the amount is going to be a little bit higher because of the interest on the Tala loan as I pay for this month and the remainder for the loan. So let's go ahead and do the payment plan. The idea that I have of how I'll be paying each month for about 4 months. I like to do it for about 4 months because for me, I feel that is enough. I feel like it's enough for me for about 4 months to speculate how much I will be paying for the debt. will be doing for February, March, April and May. And what I do is I do like an estimate of what I think I will be able to pay for that month for that debt, so that I can at least have a goal of what it is that I want to do concerning my debt. So what I do is I will write down the total amount of money that I intend to pay and to which accounts that I intend to pay that money. So let's go ahead and start with February, of which, if you have watched my cash envelope starting, you will see that I've already budgeted for that amount, and I've already paid off that money. So let's do January over here. Oh, I mean February. So in February, I have done a total of, according to this, 6,833 shillings, and I did Mshwari 133, Eve received 3,000, 1,500, I'm sorry, 1,500. M Job received 4,000, and Tala received 1,200. And if you do the total, it's going to give you 6,833. Now what do I think I will get to pay for the next month, which is March? Let me just stick this down and then explain what I think I will be able to pay. Having a plan is a great idea because you have like an overlook, like a goal of what it is you're looking forward to. So I like doing this whenever I am paying my debt, because that way it keeps me on track. So next month, in March, I anticipate paying 6,650 shillings, of which Tala will receive 3,150, so that I can do away with this debt, and I will only remain with the debts that do not accumulate any interest. Next, I will be paying my sister 3,000 in March, of which I'm very excited about that. I'll be able to clear it off as well. That is yet another debt I'll be clearing. And then lastly, I will be paying our 500 shillings, and if you do this total, it's going to be 3,150 plus 3,000 plus 500 to give us a total of 6,650. And then next, which is the month of April, and I believe this month I will be receiving some money from Achama, but to be confirmed. But either way, I will still be putting aside this money to bring down that debt. So for April, I will be budgeting for 2,000 shillings to pay off that debt, and this will be paid off to R 500 shillings. S will receive 1,000 shillings, of which by then R will be completed, R will be cleared off, S will be cleared off on the same month. So I will be clearing off two debts in the same month, the month of April. And lastly, I will be paying off that little bill, that big bill of mine. I'll be paying 500, and if you did the total, this 500 plus 1,000 plus 500, it will give me a total of 500 plus 1,000 plus 500, give me a total of 2,000, and that is what is indicated here. So for the last month that I will be planning for is the month of May, and I plan to pay off another 2,000 shillings, and this whole amount is going to go to bill, and that is the final by May. That will be the only debt that I will have pending to be paid off. And so lastly, I like to do like a targeted results tab, so that I can have like a rough idea of how much I will be having to pay by the end of the year. And because I've already planned up until May, I'll just go ahead and plan from June, July, August and September, or until the end of the year, or until I've cleared off all the debts. So I don't need to go back and use use the same months all over again. So I'll just start from June, July, August, September, all the way until the day that I'll be able to clear out this this figure, that the final debt that I have. I will just clearly indicate targeted results. And because I will only be remaining with one debt, I'll just indicate the debt, and then I'll start from June, and then July, August and September. I believe I'll be through by October. I want to be through with this debt, because I don't want it to take so much time and give me so much stress. 2,000, around 2,000, 3,000 per month is okay with me, and I don't really have to think about it. So I'll indicate the debt is bill. So I'm thinking if I could do a minimum of 2,500 every single month, I will be through. So at the bottom here, I'll just write the balance, so that I know how well I'm doing. So by the time May reaches and I've paid off these 2,000, the debt is 1,500. The debt is 15,000, and in April I paid 500 shillings off, and then in May I would have paid 2,000 shillings off, so the balance will be 12,500. So what I'll do is I'll divide it in 5 months, meaning if I paid 2,500 every single month, I'll be through with this debt by October. In case I have any extra income and any extra cash, I would throw it in this debt and be through with it as soon as possible. But this is going to be my own set. This is going to be my minimum amount of which I've set for myself. So in June I will pay 2,500, and if I take the 15,000, sorry, I'm off camera. If I take the 15,000 and I deduct the 2,500, I'll have a remainder of 12,500. So in June, if I paid off the 2,500, I will be remaining with a balance of 10,000. In July, if I paid off 2,500 again, I will have a balance of 7,500. In August, again 2,500, I have a balance of 5,000. In September, if I paid 2,500 again, I will have a balance of 2,500. And in October, if I paid off the 2,500, I will actually have a balance of 0, meaning by the end of October I will be debt free. This is why it is very important for me to indicate this little part or this whole part here as a guide, is because when you're paying off debt, it is very easy for you to be discouraged. But if you have a plan, it is very easy for you to feel motivated, and you can pay your debt stress-free or with very little stress. And that is why it is very important for me to just go ahead and set up a debt payoff plan this way, because that way I am sure I'm on track and I'm paying off all the money I am supposed to be paying at the right time, and I'm actually seeing my debt go down in number, and that is quite encouraging. So I hope you really enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe for future videos on budgeting or any other videos that are on my channel. Click the little bell icon so that you can be notified every single time I post a new video. I really hope you enjoyed yourself watching me set up my debt spread, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.